modular, some of them are going to be ordinary standard build as a comparison between the two. But the modular, as you say, is it's more ecological in the sense it's generally better insulated.
Well, that's it, and it's cheaper to people.
And it's faster to build.
So the problem is huge, isn't it, across the country, because the government has just said that it wants to build 3 million homes.
Well, the headline I just said earlier,
It's all what it's
280,000 is the figure for the southwest. Who wants them?
Well, but certainly the demand is out there. So it's certainly in the south. When they build, they don't sit empty. So
I would have thought something like static caravans. And when I say caravans, the static houses you can get that are on caravan parks. Modular houses are far more attractive than containers. And we're going back to let's be honest, we're going back to
prefab.
We're going back to prefabs, aren't we?
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
Cornish houses.
Put wheels over.
The other thing just to mention, which is sort of Sedgemoor linked, but also linked to the last item on the agenda, the planning. Just an update in terms of 2 Brent Street. Those of you who have been watching on the internet will have seen that there's been an update on the site that there is an objection that's gone in from a councillor at Sedgemoor. I'm become aware that the agenda is coming out for our next meeting, and the 2 Brent Street site will be on that agenda. So I would assume that means that the recommendation will be a positive one, only on the basis that there's an objection, and for it to have gone to committee, there's got to be a disagreement. So that should be coming to committee in January. But obviously at that meeting, when it gets on the item, I'll be out of the room and it'll be up to the committee to make their mind up as to what they're doing.
Those 2 councillors have no comments.
If it's Mr. Parks you're referring to, he's only a town councillor, so he's not a district councillor. The one that has triggered it is a guy called Bill Revans, who is the district councillor for North Petherton, and he's written and objected.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Thank you very much. Footpath, Peter, anything?
Yeah, been a very busy month. Phone calls. There's a problem with the state of the footpath that goes out opposite Brent Corner, right at the very top. Can't get up there. Well, I can't get up there.
Which one? You mean up behind Harris's?
Yes, up the top, like onto Windy Ridge.
Oh yes, it's like going up a
We
mountain.
had to hang on to the wire to get there, and I was thinking about maybe we could introduce steps, but the last time we inquired about steps, you can't leave it to the owner, you have to go to county or somebody that can that knows what they're doing. I spoke to the owner, what I thought was the owner, Mrs. Fisher, but she's not the owner, but she could well be soon. She wants to move, she lives in Tamarisk House, which is next door to the field that owns the field that the footpath is in, and she's hoping to swap houses and move into Tableland, which is the field that adjoins Tableland. So I was wondering as to whether we could speak with the county about knowing what we could do in the way of putting steps in.
Can we do that? Inquire the process or the...
How often is it?
Sorry?
How often is that?
Very often.
It is.
Yeah. The next problem is dog chasing sheep and alpacas. I've seen 2 instances where dogs have chased sheep on my property. The sheep were taken away, and the next day the same dog came through and chased the alpacas next door. The thing is, the people that owned the dog didn't do anything about it. No, the dog's having a romp with sheep and alpacas. They don't realise that sheep, especially this time of the year, are carrying lambs because of boar. Sheep are daft enough to put their head through a wire fence and break their neck. It's just not on. Also, the gates have been left open. We had introduced a gate down at Bobby's Lane, down at the bottom in the hedge.
Oh yes.
The lady phoned me up and said that people have been leaving the gate open there, but I said, well, you can adjust the gate so that they self-close, but I went down and I see she's put a spring on it, which is far better anyway. The next thing is, before Christmas, I had a phone call from Mrs. Berry saying that she picked up a bag of rubbish in her field. She got rid of it. 2 days later, there were 2 bags there. And those are the 2 bags. My printer is atrocious.
Is that the one that was sent to Owen as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. glass and all that.
Terrible.
But that comes afterwards.
Oh, right.
2 weeks later that happened. But I spoke to her today, we decided to leave them there to see what happened, because she was worried it may be somebody that had come back after Christmas and start doing it again. But those 2 parcels there are really neat and tidy. They're sort of props. They're not rubbish. And not only that, the bin that we remove isn't for rubbish like that. The bin we removed is for litter. Anyway, we left it, and then, as you say, Owen had an email later on saying that they discovered, well, they can't walk the footpath very often because that was it. Those 2 bags were there for 2 weeks.
And what was in the bags?
Mostly cider bottles from the co-op.
Well, it's kids there, isn't it?
Well, it used to happen the same thing when we had the bin outside the property opposite the school. That somebody used to come along and dump a bag of rubbish in it and fill it up. I believe it's somebody that doesn't like the neighbours knowing that they drink a lot of cider from the co-op.
I don't care, I just want to know.
I'm quite proud of the
Anyway,
bottle.
we did nothing about it, and it seemed there's no more rubbish after the day when they picked the rubbish up and brought it round to the back of the hall here, although they could have put it in the bin outside the toilets.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody else have any problem? That's about it.
Thank you very much, Peter.
Can I just say about a stile which I used the other day? You know,
We can do.
yeah, right. I went over the railway line, okay,
Yes.
towards Crooked Lane, and there's a gate, but
Yes.
next to it, you've got like 2, they were steps up by the side, so they're
You
not
were
now.
here at the meeting that was
right.
decided that they're going to put Bristol Gate,
Oh,
which is a gate. with
this
a
isn't near the
window.
railway line, I mean the next one.
That's right, the one alongside the lane.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, right, okay.
For
Right.
take care of.
Right.
Mm.
And has anything happened about the railway?
Yes, that's later on the agenda.
Yes.
Bob?
Yeah, again, over Christmas we had sort of relatives down and walked up the knoll. Is anything happening with the fence and the rail?
Has our friend been in touch with you?
It's not good.
No.
This is Dave.
Dave Welland is actually, I've asked Dave Welland to actually contact Colin as a matter of some urgency, so we can actually get this thing actually moving. He's done all the other jobs now. In fact, his list is shortened now because we've had the post removed from the notice board, we had the post done down on Brent Street. So in fact, this is now his only outstanding job. So I was rather disappointed. I was rather hoping you were going to say to me he'd been in touch with you.
Funny enough, I emailed him on the question of Middle Street tonight because John Grimshaw keeps chasing because he's dug his heels in, he won't give permission, we won't support it at all. And so he knows my email anyway, so
I'll speak to him on the phone again and say, can you please make some contact next week?
Peter, did you have a further?
Yes, I did. Did he do the post on the Berries gate?
Actually,
He's
berries.
done
The
that.
Berries have done it.
Yes, they
It's been
did.
done.
Yeah, I did.
He certainly hasn't told me if he has done it. He certainly hasn't mentioned it to me.
Well, you did, didn't you?
Yeah,
Sorry?
You did some work
no,
on that.
no.
No,
You removed a pole.
I
I'm speaking
thought that we should have done it because our wicket it hangs on the post more than their field
Yes.
gate. But before I could have anything done, it had been achieved.
Well, I saw Sheila and I said, oh, we've done the post. She said, no, I've done it. She said, it's actually
Probably
our...
then she said, no, I've done it.
I didn't say like that, no. She said, because that's our post, she said, we'll take care of it.
Well, it's been
So I
done.
said, fine. I said, but the parish council were going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
But
Well,
she did it.
It was just
So it's
okay.
done that.
It's a
It
slight
was done quite
real
quickly, actually.
chestnut, but if we are talking to Chris East about steps at coming up from where the old post office used to be, again, that set of steps going up to the top of the knoll, the depth of some of them is now so deep, it is a real difficulty stepping down. I mean, you can see the walks that people are trying to do to get round it, and people are going down the field as well now to try and avoid it because it's so difficult.
is this on before the kissing gate up onto the knoll?
Yes.
I.e. our
In the
area.
ski field.
Yes. Yeah, as you come down that,
Yeah.
some of
By
the
the
steps as
behind
you're
the
stepping
church.
down, it's
Yeah.
not good.
well, it's not going lower either, is it?
No.
And we said, when we discussed it, we said we'd just leave it and let the path form its own level and
The
route.
problem is it isn't, it's still, it's getting worse and
It needs
worse.
to be done.
Yeah.
But actually, Christie's did that, did you?
Actually, funny enough, the National Trust helped us out with the bits near the top.
Yeah.
Malcolm, anything on highways?
The inspection plates at the top of Brent Street have now been repaired, and it took them, I think, 2-3 days to do, and it was causing single lane traffic there. But now they've seem to have done a successful job there. Hart Road on the railway, on the motorway bridge, the holes are developing quite dramatically now on either side of both the Mark and the Brent Knoll side of.
That has been reported to the county, actually. So last week.
Also, opposite Poplar Farm, coming from Mark to the A38, there is the edge of the road has collapsed, and there's a stretch about getting on for 10 foot long by about 6 inches deep and about 8 inches wide on the side of the road. And if you've got traffic coming the other way, there's the danger that you might have to pull over and go down.
He's reporting to council new, it's a new item for council.
Yes, please.
It's interesting, just an observation. Sorry, Brian. Just an observation. Cyclists are finding the roads very difficult. There was a case where a guy rode into a pothole, essentially, fell off into oncoming traffic and was killed. I know it wasn't in this area, but those are the sort of hazards that we should probably be making a big effort to address those concerns, because they are regular users around our area.
Right.
At Ham Road, just beyond where the houses are, the road is on the edge is crumbling, and just like you said in your the area you were talking about, and it's really bad, and it's about 9-inch drop, sun drop. And also, and also there are various markings suddenly appeared. There's a blue, looks like a blue 4-pane window. Now, what do those mean? And I just wondered if we could find out from highways
So blue markings.
what all these codes mean, these colours, white, yellow, blue, whatever they
I
are.
might find it's water.
Well,
Might be a water
we
main.
don't know, do we?
No.
And also the potholes still
Last
outside
Gary,
the tennis club are getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's been reported 3 times.
I know, I've been talking about it for 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
I'm conscious that I've already said about a weight limit in the village, and certainly where we've got lorries coming down Burton Row and going obviously down Station Road, Ham Road, they will be causing issues with edges of the roads that they're not built for. Anything we can do further on that, Bob, or you've done it, have you? You've contacted them. Yeah. Well, that's a response.
Yeah, no,
But you've got a factory in the middle of the village,
Where?
Steel factory.
dirt tringer.
Sorry?
Dirt tringer.
Yeah, but if you have a if you have a weight restriction, you can then get a local permit.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So
What we don't want, which is currently happening, is there's a lot of vehicles coming through Burton Road of the quarry aggregate site size. So they're 38 tonners, possibly 42 tonners, which normally, I mean, whether they're using it as a back road to get because the motorway or whatever is or the 838 rather than a problem, I don't know.
aren't you going to the shore?
Sorry?
Is there something going on there?
Well, there is something going at Breen, I believe, but I don't know whether it's that or something else. But whether we can actually get in contact with East Brent and have a joint effort.
Yeah.
And there's a speeding issue, but that's on the agenda later.
Just a couple of updates. I've still had further complaints coming in about Bodies Lane and the dog mess. I've referred it back to Sedgemoor again and asked if we can get some of the signage that they used to produce. So we'll see if I can get those and I'll make that available to Owen. And the other thing was I was contacted about some concerns down Crooked Lane. The ditch that runs alongside it was not flowing. It was filling up quite a lot. So I had a word with the IDB. They've been out, say it technically isn't theirs, but they have cleared what they thought was a blockage of the culvert, and they're going to keep it under review and keep it clear as and when they're doing stuff down there. So hopefully that's the bits running close to the back of Sedgemoor Close.
Just on the same subject about dogs, we were saying this afternoon, from my house towards the post office there were 4 lots on the path.
Well spread.
Yeah, I managed to tread in one on the way home.
You were proper then?
It was dark.
Article in the Brent Knoll News.
Well, we do that every time, but
Nobody takes any notice.
nobody reads it.
But you would have thought the responsible dog owners of the house allegedly in the village, why don't they take it home? And
I think
dispose
Right,
sometimes
I did, yeah.
the early morning, when people take their dogs out, before
They
it's
know
really
what
light.
they're doing.
I think that it happens then.
But they have dog bags.
I know, but they're in a hurry and they don't.
What about if where we were to put dog bags, where the dog poo stations are,
Oh, yeah.
the dog bins are?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to be outside,
But
you
you
can
know
be
what?
challenged, and if you're found to be walking a dog without a dog bag, you can be held up.
Oh,
But they drop them all over the place. I found some on the little footbridge going across the
Time
field, the
not
maize
thrown in
field.
the hedge.
They were thrown
oh, so it's been
underneath.
picked up, but that's
Yeah.
going to throw it somewhere else in the bag. I did see in the newspaper that on the beach somebody had picked the dog poo up in a plastic bag and then put it in a glass jar.
Oh, nice.
Interesting?
Is that for the museum?
You can
Chase
DNA.
entry for the Tate.
In more seriousness, I presume Sedgemoor has a dog warden. It's part of his remit. Would that not be to monitor the way that owners do such things with dog mess?
Yeah, and certainly the dog wardens should be able to come out periodically, but obviously they're covering a wide.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but could we
and then-
ask? Because I don't know whether we even get a dog warden in the
Yeah,
village.
I won't follow me.
I mean,
And I'll kill them with glare and they push off.
there is a dog warden that operates around the reservoir in Cheddar.
Cheddar.
Oh, yes,
And if
they
you
do.
are found without your dog being on a lead,
It's a
they
chat,
will
isn't it?
they will take the dog off you.
Yeah.
And then there is no dog poo there at all.
But could we
Because
not ask
they're
Sedgemoor
red
to perhaps ask the
Yeah.
dog warden to periodically come to the
Mhm.
village
Make note of it. Yeah.
and have a day,
Yeah.
and we could direct them to Bodies Lane
And in
or
terms of
wherever.
BKM, that might be the way of putting it back in again. Of wardens are now going to be patrolling and
Yeah.
they'll seen
Yeah.
they'll have.
Yeah.
That would be good. Okay.
Cameras in the hedge.
Poo gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog card, yeah.
So they're going to be disguised as an old station.
You look good as an Alsatian,
You're
Peter.
volunteering, are you?
Who did the village green?
Andrew.
Oh.
Who's it over?
Can you speak now or forever hold your peace
I
on
can.
how good it
I
was?
can, I'll tell you. Well, over Christmas and up till today, grass is in a good condition. Brambles are all still at bay, which is great. The chain fence is still needed repair or replacement. Both picnic benches in good order, play equipment in good order, rubbish bins were empty, surfaces on the play equipment was in good order. Car park was clean and tidy. Toilets. I pushed Warwick into the man's toilet. There is no light in the man's toilet. Minimal toilet roll. I don't know if I put my hands up there. There's no hand soap in the gentleman's toilet, but there is in the ladies'. So I think that says something for itself.
The ladies have stolen it.
Yeah.
The ladies don't use theirs.
The lady's main door is swollen and it's scraping on the concrete. See, this is the level I was. Yeah? And the lady's left-hand toilet is flushing slowly, and it could do with some bleach. It's a bit dirty.
Well, we do pay cleaners.
Could do with a little bit of bleach. But apart from that, it was beautiful. Very good indeed.
And have the book, please.
Here endeth my report.
You're doing it in January.
Thank you.
February.
Mr. Chairman, can we discuss the toilet block now, because it's not on the agenda, is
It is not
it?
on the agenda. No, that's fine. That's a suitable place to do it, Colin.
Okay. Right. At last I've heard from Paul Dixon, who is more or less ready to start work. I find myself in a position where some decisions have got to be made, and I don't want to make them on my own. First of all, we've got to deal with the external colour that we're going to put on the walls, and they're both also internal colours as well. I need to talk to you about the make and model of the waterless urinals and what sort of urinals we put in there. I can't read my own writing here, but i.e., are we going to close the toilets completely while work is going to be carried out? Paul was talking about getting some fencing to actually close the site. Are you happy with that?
Yes.
The other thing is, I've asked John, because he dealt with the flooring guy, whether he could liaise with the flooring guy so that we can put the proper flooring in. So that there are some decisions. Also, I've looked at the cleaning aspect of it today, and I've spoken to Karen Barnes, or by email. She's spoken to the building cleaning coordinator. They're happy to include the monthly flush through as part of our routine cleaning. In other words, these things have to be regularly flushed through with a proper cleaning fluid.
This is the urinals.
Yeah, the waterless urinals. And the cartridges need to be replaced every 4 to 6 months. They will do that at a charge, a minimum hourly charge of £35 plus VAT, but that's only once every 4 to 6 months. We must also buy the bacterial cleaning solutions and leave it in the back room so the cleaners can get hold of it when they visit site. So there are lots of little things that I need some guidance with and help, and I'm not sure whether you want to allocate a couple of people to make those decisions and then report back as SWAT, or whether I report back to you all in February and say, look, this is where I've got to. I've spoken to the urinal people and got a lot more information, which I'm more comfortable with now. So, and I'm happy to bring the colours in for you to decide, but we need to make some decisions now.
I would suggest that there is one that we can simply answer tonight, and that's we close the toilet. We don't want to have any risk of any construction site. You should not have park construction and access to the public. In terms of colour, internally I would say white.
Pea green.
Right.
White, because it's bright and you get
Well, the outside, you mean?
No, inside.
Oh,
outside. I bow to other people's views on that, because I can never get colours right, and white is, but the rest of it, Colin, if you want, sorry?
Is that a bit stark?
A bit stark.
Yes, but you want it stark.
Yeah?
You want it so it can be cleaned.
Well, you'd have to use different kind of paint, wouldn't you? You know, like
Malcolm.
the one you'd use in the bathroom.
While the toilets are closed, can
Like a
we
waterproof.
Paint,
put
yes.
temporary toilets up?
Yes.
Why?
Because otherwise people would just go wherever they want to.
Who is using it at the moment?
Well, actually, whilst I was there this morning, the recycling men all jumped out and there was a procession in there. Yeah, they all went.
And at weekends there's a line of cyclists
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Like there's some people who are visiting.
And walkers who park in the
Children.
It'll be a cost to the council if we have to put portaloos in.
My only concern really is if you paint the outside a sort of bright light colour, it's going to stand out like a sore thumb. And I think it probably should be painted to blend in with the village hall in this sort of rusty colour.
Better than it is now. It's a horrible colour.
If you paint it magnolia, or it's just going
Oh,
to
no.
No, it's
Yeah.
not about the
stand out.
Inside bright.
needs to
It's
be
the
bright.
outside, I agree with you, camouflage it to link to the...
If we're going to close the toilets, then we must let everybody know by the BKN.
Yes.
With a
Or
period
just put
of
a
time.
notice outside.
I think,
and-
Chair, in
Well,
terms of-
And notices up.
Yeah.
in terms of the closure, it depends on how long we're talking about closing it.
Yeah.
Well, if we're
I'll
talking
find
about
out.
a few days,
Well,
then
4
it's
weeks
not
and
going to
then
make a lot
2
of
years.
difference. But
I'll find
A
out.
year?
I think
that's when you're lucky.
we've got to take all
He's a
the...
very fast worker.
When we do the floor, we'll have to take all the pans out. So it's going to be closed for some time.
Even if it was
Perhaps.
part open, there won't be the facilities anyway.
Leave a dog bag outside. They can go fling it somewhere.
There's some bits of old newspaper and stuff.
Actually, Colin, from what you've done, would you welcome some extra assistance? In all seriousness.
So what?
Someone just to sort of
Sounding
talk
board.
it through with. But I think probably the best thing to do is I'll report back to you. I'll give you a colour chart. I'll talk to you. I've got all the information on the urinals. I'd just like you to say whether you want individual urinals or whether you want a trough urinal. I know it's...
Could we all stand
colour
up
urinal.
and like,
Yeah.
see how we all feel?
Yeah. How close you want to get.
Do ladies have a vote on
Yeah.
those urinals?
Yeah.
Pardon?
Point
Do
Peter.
ladies have a vote on those
Point Peter
urinals?
at the porcelain association.
We don't want
Only ask a
to
question.
go... We don't want to
Thank
go...
you.
Do you have a view?
We don't want to go down the route, if we organise these urinals, to have to force ourselves, as British Rail used to have signage up which said, our aim is to keep this place clean, so please what's your aim?
Because it hasn't degenerated, didn't it?
And I think it's part of it, we need to review the whole... The cleaning people you were talking to, Colin, were essentially all the existing contracts,
Yes.
because I believe that there could be a potential alternative that may be cheaper, that's all. But we'll consider
at
that
the
later on.
moment I'm just playing with
Yeah,
current
that's
ones.
right.
Yeah.
But I'm happy if you want a sounding board.
I'll bring it all back then, that's the best.
Anyway, okay, thank you, Colin.
In the meantime, should he want to start clearing and cleaning and preparing, are you happy for him to start?
I think it'll be prudent if we put something in the BKM.
first.
Well,
So-
put a sign on site, because those people that normally use the toilets, if they're aware that on a certain date, then
Give them
Colin
full
will have to
notice.
It's going to put up sort of terrace fencing again, or what?
you need
What
to
are they
get
going to do? Put proper security fencing around?
Well,
Yeah,
yes.
big fencing,
Yeah.
yeah.
But having said that,
And is that going into the cost?
He's going to beg borrows from somebody else who's...
Alright.
I mean, the people that are
That's
using
quite
it
expensive.
aren't readers of BKM, that's the thing, so
No.
we will need to put a sign on.
Yeah.
Yeah, another point that just occurred to me, we also need to make sure that what he has included in his price is what we actually want. So there may be
yes.
some financial difference somewhere along the line. I just need to bottom that one out.
So perhaps
Sorry about that.
Poor choice of word.
I realised that once I'd said it, yeah.
Do we need to put something in the BKN this month or wait until the February meeting?
No.
Wait till February.
Where do you want to put the
Don't
fence?
wait till then, it won't go into the market.
Okay, no, we'll do it in February. It will be closed, but
And there'll be, we can say there'll be a notice on the website.
And of course, after there'll be an opening ceremony.
Oh, yes.
Colin will be flush with his success.
French.
Jen, just going back to Andrew's report in terms of the lighting, can we sort out why there's no
Yeah,
lighting?
why,
Whether it's just a bulb that's gone or, because I don't, again, I think the timers aren't right, because you go past certain times of the night and it's still
Yeah.
lit up in the
It's
lane.
got the Buncombe stuff, I get the impression.
that's all your
I don't know who's got the key and who's
float
the,
stuff in the back.
Brian, have you got the key, Brian?
Is
To
it-
the,
of what?
to the back room of the store?
No, it's a combination.
Peter knows it. Right, okay.
Sorry?
I'll get Buncombe to
It's
do that.
you know, it's a combination.
Yeah. It's,
So I'm not dying just yet.
Colin, it's John's birthday.
All right.
John's responsible for the combination.
I don't know anything about that.
It's
No,
like
you didn't.
1890s.
The year he was born
We'll get
in
the lights
1712.
looked at anyway.
Thank you. GB Sports. Was there anything exciting?
Well, nothing apart from what we already knew about.
We've got action plans.
Yeah, and as Andrew and I think somebody else pointed out, we're about to look at all the outstanding items.
Yeah.
At some point during the summer,
Yeah, I
when they
think.
get better.
Anything on flood mitigation, Peter? Not really, I guess.
No.
It's been very dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredibly
It's
dry.
coming in wet now, the ditches are filling up.
Do we need to put anything in BKN about keeping ditches clear or clearing ditches, edges, that sort of thing?
Oh, it's useful to...
Well, no, just put it.
Because they are responsible, are they not?
Absolutely.
I think I
And
think
combine it
people
with
can
any
be
edges or
reminded.
bushes over footpaths.
Because it does cause a lot of problems if you don't do it, especially.
Okay.
Would you put a note in? Would you? Please, thank you. That's good. Parish surgery and police matters. Well, I wasn't there.
I was there, but for part of the time, there was nobody there.
Well, I was there.
John was there,
No,
Brian
no.
came.
No,
No, Kim.
Kim was
It's
there.
Kim.
Yeah, Kim.
no.
Okay. Are you able to provide something on your matters and clerks?
I have nothing to report on Clark matters, actually.
Good. So, correspondence?
Correspondence, well, we saw one item earlier on, that was a letter that George sent us a copy of.
That's that one, yes.
Then the only other thing we've got here are some emails. We had an email from Leslie Royal who raised the issue about the bags of rubbish, which we know about. So this is really just things that we already knew about, actually. And then there was also, Tony Gilbert wrote us some notes about the basically speeding issues.
Yeah,
really.
that was Brent Street, wasn't it?
Brent Street,
You
yeah.
said that right.
And because I already responded to it, so it was one of those items that was very high on the council's priority, as it has been, and he obviously responded accordingly. So, it's just really for information. There's nothing that
I
we
think
actually
we
need
could
to do.
combine those with the item on the agenda on speeding in the village. And then, because I think there's an issue, we need to think about that, please. About finance?
Finance. Basically, the statutory payments, 1,460, which is the salary, the tax, the GB Sports, and Jason Mayo. This, in fact, Jason Mayo's last payment because we do it over 10 months. So February, March, we don't make any payments. So this is the last one. Was one additional item on there, which is not on the agenda, which I think we ought to pay, which is David Welland's removal of the 2 notice board posts, which he sent in quite late. £50. I just gave him the go ahead to do it because they've been stacked there for a long time. As I said, just remove them. So he's charging £50 for the removal of those, and he should have actually levelled the surface where the post came
David took them down.
Yeah. So he says,
I thought you said David. I thought you said
Dave Welland.
No, I thought
David was.
not. We were going to go out and take them down, and Matt came in and said, "Don't do it." David's done it. I assumed it meant Dave.
No, it's
Dave
Dave
Welland.
Welland.
Dave Welland.
Ah, right.
Yeah, so because he wasn't quite sure which post we were referring to, and I said it's the two that's stuck upright. So he's removed those. So there's an additional item there which normally we wouldn't allow, but to be honest with you, because we're already making David payment anyway for the installation of 4 posts in Brent Street, it makes sense to combine the two. Really.
So is that 175 included?
175, no, it's 50 plus 50.
Oh, plus
225. Class expenses allowance from October to December, which is pretty well in par with previous quarters. And if you need to see a detailed breakdown of that, very happy to supply one. We've got Eon Energy account for 3rd December, £33.40. We've got Dave McMillan's website management fee from January to December 2019, £421. That includes VAT, so it's recoverable. And Jason did the additional cutting in the 3 new areas, Cedar Close, Station Road and Church Lane, and a previously agreed figure of £70.
Excellent.
So that's all the payments we have at this particular moment.
So I think there's one proposal that we need to make before we agree that all of it. Can we accept increasing Dave Wellens by the sum of £50?
£50, yes.
Okay, and on that basis, can we therefore accept all those variable payments?
Okay.
Thank you.
No other issues on
No other issues.
finance.
Okay. Grade 2, Chester, we've had an update tonight from George.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, there's only one further update to that, is that I've had a letter from the PCC who have pledged £200, so I'm quite pleased about it because they were obviously, from what we gathered, they were not supportive, so there's £200 in the pot.
So talking of matters PCC, I know we have a new vicar. Have we?
There's a lady, isn't there?
Is it a lady?
You spotted
No,
in
it's a man.
spotted in the village by his cider.
No, it's not. It's a man.
It's a man and his family. Has he actually been when is he being
Installed licence.
Not in, he'll get the invite when he comes, as I had when the last one came. You'll hold his frock.
They were licensed. It's a licensing, isn't it?
We can open the toilet.
Right.
He came from Abington,
Come from Woolabington, that's right. And he's
because I
63.
heard he was at the cider farm buying cider.
He likes his cider, does
He
he?
does.
I thought it was joking. I thought it was joking.
Right. Removal of all
Well,
notice
done.
done, legs done. Styles across the Crooked Lane Railway. Further updates.
No, I've got to chase Chris East because he said it would be done in February.
Going?
Telephone kiosk updates. Now that was going to be
Oh,
Bella.
that's going to be bad.
Sorry, can I just go back? Can you add into that as an aside? Sally Wingate.
Yes.
David was going to price or source some aggregate to fill up a poor area by a gate.
2 areas.
Yeah, is that the 2 areas?
That's down the other end, down
Yeah.
behind the Ivytown Hall.
Oh, that needs doing as well.
I think he's got the aggregate.
No, those were the 2 ones because those are on the footpath. They weren't.
Yeah, this is the further gate as well. You know, the further gate.
Well, which is Vicky's, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, you mean the middle one, before they...
before you get to
Get
the
to the
railway.
railway,
Yeah,
yeah.
that one. It's very bad.
Yeah.
She wanted Sally Wingate didn't
With
want to
David-
put some
David-
aggregate.
They're both
So
on
David was pricing up the aggregate.
Well, he was just
Yeah.
going to see where he could get it from and
Right, okay.
what was
Yeah.
appropriate.
He's got the source because they've got something like that.
Can he actually do it
Yeah, it
himself,
does
do you
want to be
think?
done.
I don't know.
Yes, when he's got his...
Yeah, you have to.
Mini
Well,
dividends.
it's set up over.
Yeah.
Telephone kiosk updates. That was going to be Bella, but
Not much we can do on
we
that.
can't do it. And Kim would have done, I guess, if we'd have asked.
She probably would have done, but I think she would probably wanted balance to be honest.
Okay.
Actually updating us.
Cold calling concerns.
Something that
Right.
Brian
was all dealt with, wasn't it?
It's
And
not
I for the
affected.
piece of the big hair.
Nothing. We haven't had a response on it, have we?
No.
Well, what about the council having cold calling? I mean, we had a gentleman here tonight selling.
No, he was invited, Peter.
Oh,
He asked whether he could come. He went through the card.
He was coming last month, if you were right. I asked everybody if they'd like to come at 6:30.
And then
And then he-
all right this time.
And he just said, can he come in January instead? So that's what he did. I didn't realise it was only going to be 5 minutes. I mean, I had no idea what he was going to do or say. Okay.
Updated meeting dates, can you send that out?
Yeah, the only change of the date was the May date, where we'd set it, I think, at the 1st, and it should be the 8th, because the elections are on the 2nd.
8th of May.
And we may have other members of council. So,
Sounds good then.
yeah.
Owen and I have been invited to attend a training session on electing councillors.
And the election process.
12 bore shotguns are optional.
So we're going on the 7th of March. Which said you already?
John, but don't on that front. In previous years when we've had elections, we've put out a bit of information in the Village magazine in the months running up to when people need to know to put the nominations in. I wonder whether we should start doing that, because it'll be March 8th. Well, if the election's on the 2nd of May, the nominations are probably going to be in March, so it's going to need to be going in fairly soon if people are going to be thinking about it.
Yeah. So, okay, I'll see if I can draw something up.
Will Owen have the application forms?
Not normally, no. Normally they go direct, or you can apply for them. But I'll try and get some as well. I can get hold of some, sure. No problem.
I mean, it's not going to be online or something stupid like that.
I wouldn't have thought. As soon as I've got any wind of it, Malcolm will make sure that
Thank
you get a
you.
copy.
And you'll need the electoral roll.
Yeah, well, I've got that through actually. Yeah, which I've been told to govern my life now, the GDPR regulations.
Why do we want that?
Because when the nomination papers go in, you have to have the electoral roll number of the person who's standing and also the two people who are nominating and seconding them.
And who submits? Can we submit those through Owen, or do they have to go direct?
You shouldn't do them through Owen. It should be done independently. There have been occasions where a clerk inadvertently hasn't handed in people's forms, and then all hell breaks loose. So it's
Perhaps you didn't want that person to be a councillor.
well, it's always best to hand them in yourself.
Directly to Sedgemoor.
Yeah.
So perhaps that process ought to be explained in the.
We'll get that on the
BKN.
7th of March, I'm sure.
No, but I'm thinking for
BKN, yeah.
For
yeah.
the certain individuals in the that may be wishing to put themselves forward.
Technically, we as a council have very little to do with the nomination process. It's up to every individual member to do their nominations through the usual process. I don't think any of it comes through the parish council per se.
No, but there's usually no problem with the numbers, because each person will have got their slip, their voting slip by the time you have to apply.
But the question I have as well is, do we have to have an election if there is no, if the vacancies we
No,
have?
we don't.
But how do we work that out?
Well,
We don't. It's
Sedgemoor
done through
will work that out.
Sedgemoor will tell you.
They'll say that you've got 11 nominations, or
You
if you've got 12 nominations, you need to have an election.
probably say you've got 2 nominations there.
You need a paddle and a canoe.
Then we'll start having our meetings in the telephone kiosk.
There you go. Save it.
Interesting, isn't it?
Gym equipment, update, oh no. Raised under matter of reports, Brian. I don't know
That was Malcolm raised.
Oh, was it Malcolm?
Yeah.
Are you getting keen then? It's January, fitness regime. What's going on?
Well, it seems that Apex have got one, and Mark have got one, and they seem to be quite popular and well used.
I walk across and
I wrote an article in the BKN a couple of years ago, and following that, 3 or 4 of us went visiting, looking at some, and I put another letter in the BKN and asked for responses, and I had 2.
So you actually had 2 responses.
I think if you got them, people would use them.
Perhaps we should merit a
Really,
model.
the parents
I
come
would
down.
like to see it pursued myself.
I've used them when I've been taking children to parks where they've got them.
Can we not copy
They're
the
better than I am.
Chinese?
let me know when you do.
Sorry?
Copy the Chinese and have Tai Chi, whatever they do, these exercises for old
Tai Chi.
people.
Tai Chi.
Tai Chi.
I'll choose it. My wife was like,
And you don't need any equipment for that, you just do it yourself. But we need somebody to, have we got any Tai, whatever, Tai Chi experts in the village.
Alan Castle does it.
Could lead a class in the on the green.
He
I can
doesn't.
see that happening too.
Yeah, he does. He does.
So do we,
So
what
what
do you
are we
want to
doing
make
then?
on that? So, consideration?
Well,
I think we should.
I'll have a look at the
What
prices,
sort of-
etc. and come back to you.
You could
But
put
the
it
response
in
was
this.
pretty poor.
Thanks. Minimal.
Hmm.
I mean,
Minimal.
there'll be a cost
Yeah.
implication.
Yeah,
there'll be
that's
a
what I'll
maintenance
look
cost.
into that for you.
Well, it might be worth, I mean, as Malcolm mentioned, Mark, Village Hall have got them on their sort of play areas. It might be worth approaching them, finding out what the costs were that they had and how it's being used.
Well, you could put it in BK
Go and buy a lawnmower
and say that
and
we
they can
may
mow the
be
lawn.
buying.
Or mow the, that would be
That's
excellent.
not all.
See what
I mean, it's not
the
because
grass-
any put it in, is it? For those who are interested.
Right,
I'll
defibrillator.
bring a report next time.
Defibrillator has raised its head again.
Teamwork.
Oh, yeah.
That was me
2 years
again.
is that like
That
an
was me
agenda?
again, because I've been asked about it. And I said, well, I will ask the council and see what their opinion is now, if they've changed their opinion. I think the idea has come again because other people, other villages near here have had them. They seem to be springing up all over the place.
But they're being funded by not parish councils or town councils, they're being funded by other organisations, I believe.
I also think that, we've said it before, is that at first stage we ought to get the CPR going again.
Mm.
And we've said that we would do it, we've talked about it for about 8 months, we've done nothing about it. So, could we give consideration to CPR training, please?
Okay. We have a contact on it, I guess.
I must have for the record somewhere, because we did it before, didn't we?
Mm.
I can't remember who it was.
You
but-
live down next night,
Again, Chairman, without trying to give the clerk something else to do, but when you have your clerks' meetings,
Yes.
it might be worth just checking with them on the
Yeah,
defibrillator front,
sure.
because a lot of the, as you say, a lot of
Yeah.
villages have done it,
Yeah.
and have done it all in different ways with different
Sure.
funding bodies and
Yes, we're not quite sure what's happening about that particular event at the moment, because obviously Titania is going off this month and Sam's taking over, so I suspect Sam will have to get that reinstated again, because there's nothing planned at the moment.
Finally, we've got speeding concerns, correspondence from that, which was
Which is
Tony.
Tony Gilbert's,
um,
and not just Tony Gilbert, there's been quite a lot of emails from other people as well.
now we've lost PC Pete. Do we have a contact at the place?
Well, the only person I have, Sam Pears is the only person
Well, she's a
I
PCSO,
She's a
and she doesn't
PCSO.
have much clout.
don't, no, I mean, we just don't have the contact at police that we once had. You know, we used to have a good PCSO, we used to have a good beat officer, and we used to speak to them regularly. In fact, they used to come to our meetings, actually, our officers came, Clark. We don't have that contact with police anymore. They see us as a very passive, quiet,
Law-abiding.
law-abiding village.
Not much goes on.
I mean, I think it would be helpful if we could have got the speeding unit to at least visit the village, even if it's once a year, because I don't know whether they even come to the village.
I've not
Never seen
seen
them.
anybody.
For years, not for years.
But you're going too fast, that's why, John, that's why that's
I'm sure you missed it.
It's going backwards, isn't it?
what's happened to the city. I mean, is it
Well, that-
going up and down
that's-
at all? Because I haven't seen it
Wow,
for a long
where is it?
time.
That's the next question. I think we have banned, in terms of the SID, the existing SID, we have made provision, I believe, for a replacement
In the budget?
in the budget.
Yeah.
So I think as of May, we will take some more positive action on how we use the SID, because one of the things we definitely need to have is output from the SID to give to the police, to give evidence.
I think it might be perhaps a good idea to invite Richard Abraham along, perhaps to one of our meetings, and ask him, because obviously he's involved in it, isn't he?
Yeah.
Should he come along and talk to us?
Well, you know what he was saying is, he can't do it, but there is a facility to do it. Yes.
Just related to this, on New Year's Eve, about 7 o'clock in the evening, I was approaching the A38, and a car came out of Park Road, straight across, turned right to go to Weston. It's still happening.
Yeah.
If I'd been A few yards forward, he was smashed into it.
Oh, some bad falls around the road.
Well, there's been at least 3 incidents on Burton Row where people have been that close to being killed. One was myself and my wife. There's a motorbike went past and he must have been doing 60, 65. And it's those sorts of things that, you know, it would be useful to have. And I think linked to that, some of the lorries that come through are coming pretty fast as well.
Very close to the pavement. Let me show you. Some of them, when you're walking your dogs, it's almost right to the curb. Not just lorries, but cars.
Maybe what we need to perhaps do is get a new beat officer, whoever that is, perhaps to come along to one of our meetings and say, could he come along and give us half an hour's time? Or her
Yeah, I
time?
think so.
Not to be said.
Is it the beat officer or not?
Beat officer.
There was a, that's right, there was a PC as well as a PCSO, isn't there?
Yeah, the PCSO works for the beat officer. I mean, so basically, the beat officer, which is what Pete Wills was actually.
Can we go over their head and get whoever the inspector is in Burnham to come and see us?
Well, you know, certainly makes requirements.
Can we get them on, you know, the organ grinder as opposed to the...
What about along to our annual parish meeting?
He usually turns up at the coastal meetings.
Yeah.
I can speak with them.
Yeah. Well, also get him to the annual parish meeting.
Yeah.
Well, we ought to think about who
Because
we
we
want
think
to...
about that.
Well, we've
Soon.
got 2 people in, I've got 2 people in mind. One, we've got the new vicar.
Well, she comes.
Well, I'm just thinking if he's going to, if we want him to have a presence in the village, that's the time to come and make himself felt.
I agree.
When does he actually start? Does he start before then, does he?
I think it starts this when you probably be inducted next month. I
Right.
don't know, have little to do with the
It
church.
says spring, doesn't it? So.
Okay. So, you're right, because we ought to really start making some inquiries about it.
And I think the inspector of police or whoever that is for
So,
the area.
APCO,
Or whatever the person is responsible, because they can have some slack then.
what about police and crime commissioner, yeah, good one, isn't it?
No, she's I need to mention something about her. She's too wealthy that way. She comes from money. She's a moneyed person.
Sue Mount Stevens.
Sue Mount Stevens. She comes from a money background.
She's a baker.
Right,
Well, she is.
She needs the dough.
She is
She
indeed.
needs to know. Right, matters of required. And next meeting agenda items. Now we have one item that Owen sent an email out to everybody, and there was a response back. And I think
What was that?
gone past me.
Oh, yes, exactly, yes.
And it was suggested that we ought to talk to amongst ourselves on who we would like to perhaps
Yes.
consider.
Yes.
I've already
Should I leave the room?
No,
Well, I voted for you.
you have been nominated, Peter. You have been nominated.
Well, thank you very much.
We have to put nominations in. We have, as a council, have the opportunity to put a nomination in, and then eventually it goes into a,
Yeah,
Pop, and they pull out.
and all that, yeah.
yeah.
Andrea responded very quickly and beat me to it, but I was going to do it as well on the basis of your excellent service to the village as many years on the council, etc. And you are allegedly retiring from the council.
I am.
And I just thought if we could get it, it would be a very nice way
Well,
of doing it.
I'll tell you, it's
Would you
really
be
nice.
happy
It
to
wouldn't
do
worry
it?
me at all as to whether I went or not, but it would certainly please the wife.
Would you be happy to do it? That's why.
I would, yeah. Please her, I'll score a few points there.
Yeah. New outfit, Peter.
No, all the moaning and groaning she's given me when I said I want to walk a footpath or do something around in the village.
Have you both got identification of an official nature, like driving licences or passports?
Yeah, I've not got a passport, I've got a driving licence.
And you're a good lady?
Yes.
That's all right, because that's what the Lord Chancellor requires, evidently, for every person that does go,
They're not
to have
sending the
proof of
card there.
identification. In case you're an Arab terrorist or whatever, I don't know.
That's very nice, thank you very much.
Okay, I'll
Have
put
to have a
that
new
in.
suit.
I'll put that forward.
Will.
Malcolm, anything else?
No.
Brian?
Just that I think I mentioned to you last time about putting a load of daffodil bulbs behind the main frame, play frame, So we don't want Jason to cut them off. So can he be made aware that they're there?
Jason.
Sort of the bit between the glee field and...
Yeah, the Gleefair and the climbing.
Andrea?
Nothing.
Colin?
Yeah.
Peter?
No, thank you.
Thank you very much. Meeting closed.
Thank you.
And we adjourn.
You're missing out on,
6th of July.
you're missing out on